YouTube, what's going on? It's your favorite misfit checking back in. Welcome back to your YouTube channel. Hope you're having a fantastic week and weekend, and hope you're enjoying the weather. Now we are back with Boruto to Blue Vortex chapter 10. We're breaking down what was a crazy chapter and a great ending to it. A lot of key moments I want to talk about and discuss with you guys. I'm not gonna waste any more time, so let's kind of hop into it. Let's kind of start with the smaller stuff and get hit with the main event. Smaller stuff first. Boruto Kawaki. Obviously, they didn't do much this chapter, and that's a good thing. Reason being is because right now they're in a situation where they're highlighting a lot of the side characters and other main characters like Sarada. Obviously, they need to highlight what's going on in Himawari and Kurama, and Team 10, obviously because they're with Himawari and maybe even Class Prez. Highlighting these guys so we know what's going on in their situation is just as important, because we need to understand how the current effect is affecting everyone else outside of it. So I want to see how it's affecting Shikamaru, freaking Amando, even Kaishin Koji if he drops in there. We want to see that because it's good for the plot, it's good for character development for all of them, and it's something that I know the community's been asking for a lot more often to do, and it's a great thing. And also there's a reason why they're both on the sidelines or like heading to the conflict in a way. In Boruto's case, he has the after effects of karma to deal with, which is kind of taking a toll on him. But then when you really think about it, because I was reading something on a Instagram, I don't know who posted this, so if I ever find out, I'll probably put a link in the description of that post that made me think about this. But essentially, Boruto has been fighting a lot, so eventually this was bound to happen. He was bound to take a step back or have an issue. And when you really think about it, from the first chapter of this manga, he fought Code, then used Code and tricked them to go to his base, then went to that base, fought some clones from the Ten Tails, then retreated, go out to his base, came back again to visit Sarada at Cloud's Prez, fought Mizuki, then did that whole debacle, come back again to hear that Sarada Hidari's on the move, comes back, fights Kawaki, and then that fight didn't do much. That just kind of showed who was really on top of the moment. Then the after effects of karma happens, because then Kawaki's like, all right, I want smoke. Turns his karma on. Obviously Boruto cannot control his properly, so he ran away, so it doesn't go too berserk. This moment highlights a potential area for Momoshiki to return. Who knows? He might not. We don't know. We don't know what the relationship is like between the two, because we don't know what happened during the events of the time skip, outside of a few details we got during a brief moment a couple chapters ago. But we know that Boruto's on the sideline isn't for a good reason. Same thing with Kawaki. Obviously, he's not aware that Himawari's in danger, so he's heading to the battlefield. But I'm sorry, I don't see Kawaki doing anything. I'm not trying to diss his character. I'm just being realistic of what I've seen in the last couple of chapters. Like, he's been getting cooked pretty badly. And Jorah is obviously no easy feat. I don't see Himawari doing much to him outside of maybe a few unique punches in here and there. Because he's got caught by surprise from the looks of it. Kawaki, on the other hand, dude, he's not. If Boruto doesn't help him, he's not doing anything. Like, right now, Kawaki's the punching bag since Code's out, and no one else would make sense to put in that spot, you would think. But hey, Kawaki the punching bag. And so I really think he might get humbled by Jorah or Hidari if he pops up. But I think Hidari's busy with Sada at the moment. But Jorah is not getting cooked by Kawaki. Kawaki might do a little bit. He might hang with him, but he's not doing much. So, you know, overall with this section, look, Boruto, Kawaki, they need to work together to beat Jorah if they have any chance of winning. Kawaki doing this one-man thing. Look, if he was like Boruto, he was built like that, I'll give it to him. But right now, he ain't built like that. So I'm not giving him anything. Let's move on to talk about Sarada Hidari for a second here. Now, obviously, they had a brief interaction, the Chidori clash. Sarada obviously getting a little attack damage right on Hidari on his side. Now, obviously, she doesn't know much about Hidari in terms of, oh, that's the clone of her dad. She knows that from what Boruto told her, like, hey, Master Sasuke got captured inside a tree. He's kind of out of the play right now. He will eventually make the connection based off the Chidori and then other things that happen. It's gonna happen. So we gotta be patient about that. The whole, also the add on to it, the Mangekyo Sharingan that everyone wants to see from Sarada, I'm pretty sure they're gonna save that for a later chapter, because right now the main focus is Himawari and Kurama. And I think the way from chapter, I think it was 80 or 81 of the Boruto Naruto New Generation, when they made that a really focus for a brief second, tells me that Mangekyo is not a typical Mangekyo. It has a lot more power than other Mangekyos might have. At least in my head, it's my theory. but who knows? I just think they're going to save that for something crazier later down the road. Personally, I'm a fan of using those type of unique situations for like when someone's in a desperate situation or hopeless, however you want to frame it, just so us as readers are like, oh my god, this is about to happen. But Sarada, she'll get her moment to shine in the spotlight. Right now, she got her moment too, because I mean, she can hang. She just shown that. I mean, obviously it was brief. We gotta see more of a fight, but Sarada ain't no scrub, man. She can do some damage. I mean, she got a shotgun. She's Uchiha. We're respecting her name, man. Overall, love that little brief interaction. It's cool to see. Obviously, I know Sarada can hang. She do her thing. So I'm curious to see where this goes, though. Because did they this next chapter just hit was, oh, that's her dad as a clone, or like they let it slowly build. So I'm interested to see how this goes. But then I think eventually what's going to happen is the sensory unit, if she didn't hear that, yo, this was Sasuke's chakra here, it's right in front of you. Wait, what are you talking about? That's not my dad. Or is it my dad? Then she makes that connection with Boruto's words about the whole Sasuke got put into a tree type thing. So we'll see. You know, it's the next chapter prediction that we'll do in another video. Let's move on to the main event, and that is, let's talk about Himawari. Let's talk about Kurama. Let's talk about all this nonsense that's happened, because it's a lot. First off, I love Kurama's teachings of Himawari, how he's going to approach it, because let's be honest here, if he just babied her, it would have been way worse. So the fact that he's just saying no babying, you're gonna learn the hard way, and if that going involves you getting hurt, someone else getting hurt, that's fine, because you gotta learn. Because literally he's just trying to tell her to like stop overthinking things and just execute. You have everything you need, you just need to execute and do the thing. Understand the power you have, because obviously she didn't know too much about him outside of what little information that her dad or maybe others told her about it. But she will slowly through time get the teachings through Kurama Academy and just do her thing, because she has a higher ceiling than Kushina Uzumaki and Naruto in terms of her affinity for Kurama's chakra, which is insane. Because if you know the chakra levels of an Uzumaki clan member from many years ago, they talked about this in Shippuden, OG Naruto, and some parts of Boruto too. You know that if she has a higher ceiling than those two individuals, then you know damn well she's gonna hit. Where does her ceiling goes? It's the question, because obviously with Kushina, we know that she was a very powerful individual for her time. Same thing with her father, Naruto. Like both these individuals had a very high ceiling, and the fact that she can go higher than them tells me that on top of obviously she has Byakugan, Uzumaki, and Hyuga bloodline. It's it's infinite possibilities, man. She could do so much crazy things. Hell, she could get a Tenseigan type vibe with it too, which I don't see that. I think it's just probably gonna be like a combination of her Byakugan and maybe when she gets there, because I don't think she gets there now, but maybe in a mini time skip, if they do another time skip in between, maybe she gets like a 9-tailed chakra mode, but who knows? It's just her ceiling so high that you can speculate almost anything, and that's such a great thing to say, because none of us, we all knew Himawari had power, because you know the whole thing with Daemon, how he was scared a little bit of her about why she didn't dodge his attack, but the ceiling now is high as hell. So it's only time will tell how that goes. I also find it funny that Uzumaki clan members have like a funny habit of just having someone they care about, whether it's a friend, loved one, relative, whatever, getting a hole in their chest, because this is just a common thing now. I guess this is just like a recurring cruel joke that someone has to feel. Like realistically, when you think about it, Minato and Kushina had it happen to them to save Naruto. Minato in that one shot did it to save Kushina. Hinata and Shippuden's another one that comes to my mind. Sasuke in part 1 of Naruto technically had a moment like that. He didn't get a hole in his chest, but he was severely wounded because he saved Naruto from getting attacked by Haku's attack when they were fighting Haku and Zabuza on the Great Naruto Bridge. But it's just, they need that trigger to go crazy. And you know, obviously Kurama is going to deliver. Now the difference in Kurama from back then versus now is that he's not just aiming to take over the body and go crazy. He wants to work with the person that he's sharing the body with, help them excel, become a amazing shinobi, all type of cool vibes with that. So I'm loving this. I think Himawari got a high ceiling. Inojin's not dead. I'm sorry, I don't think he's dead. I think he's gonna be severely wounded. I don't know if he's going to continue being a life of Shinobi, but I think he's going to be fine. I hope, because I don't see this man dying. Of all the new gen characters, he's the most random one to kill off, if you catch my drift. If we're killing off new gen characters, man, I was in the ballpark of thinking they were going to kill Summary. Summary was someone I think they were going to kill, but you know, maybe that could affect the Boruto. But if they want to kill Inogen off, man, that just affected my whole theory of a potential Team 10 versus Moji type vibe. Anyway, there's a lot of dark stuff that's bound to happen in Two Vortex. We were told it's going to get dark. This is kind of the beginning of the dark vibes. I'm just curious on how they're going to animate this though, because the thing is, the key thing I keep in mind is gore and blood in anime, depending on what station production works on this, they have limitations, because obviously not a lot of TV companies, streaming apps nowadays, they don't like showing a lot of gore if they can avoid it, because it's a lot of laws and policy around that type of stuff now. So I'm really curious on when they get to the point when the anime's back and they have to animate this stuff, how this will look. But I think they'll do a good job with it regardless, because you know, all the rumors about a seasonal change, making Boruto a seasonal anime, if you ever heard, that's kind of a rumor mill right now. That could be good for the animation and the production company as a whole, but it really depends on how they approach it, because again, you can be a seasonal, but you need to have the adequate amount of episodes to kind of fit the audience size and make sense for us as the viewers to watch. So a lot of things to think about, but that's just my take for it all. That's it for me, guys. So comment down below anything I should talk about more often in my prediction video that'll drop probably sometime next week or in a couple weeks before the next chapter comes out. As always, thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. Thank you for checking out the video. Hope you had a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.